Welcome back, my beautiful friends. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Welcome back to my Digital World segment brought to you by Tempest Network. And today we're missing our regular contributor, CEO of Tempest Network, Shahal Khan, but we do have the pleasure of chatting with his good friend, Hares Youssef, a philanthropist, a philosopher, and former advisor to Ukrainian President Viktor Yushchenko. Now, in a world where information warfare has become the new reality, transparency in social media and money transactions can indeed be an antidote to manipulation and lies. And today, we're talking about whether charity can actually be profitable. But how? Well, Youssef and his team are launching a new digital currency that aims to make charity transparent and accessible to all. Gaiia Coin is a personal currency free from the interests of states and nations. Each person not only binds the coin to their name, but must choose which charitable organizations will receive funds from the purchase. Now, Gaiia Coin is backed by gold and based on a communication platform of the same name, which uses its algorithm to analyze users' profiles and actions. The main principle of this social network is share more to get more. Therefore, the more acts of charity one performs, the higher one's coin will be valued. The foundation was established for the purpose of creating global projects to address the challenges of the modern day digital world, all while preserving data sovereignty for its original producer, which is you and me, disrupting technocracy, protecting the environment while enabling the creator economy and giving power back to the people. Welcome to the show, my friend. You are quite the philanthropist.
Hi, hello.
Youssef, nice to meet you.
Thank you, me too. Nice.
Okay. All too familiar to you, but at a moment when Ukraine is experiencing some of the most extreme circumstances in recent history, you, my friend, a Syrian-born Ukrainian, are looking for a solution not only to the problems faced by your fellow countrymen and to solve those, but also to the broader socioeconomic issues that are threatening the quality of life of all humankind. And transparency is needed globally in finance amid all central bank issues and geopolitics. How will Gaiia address this?
I think we all know that the main enemy of ecology is a global economy. So if you see what's going on around, we understand that the threat of humanity is a human himself. And there's something missing here. I call it the universal measurement of value. So first of all, I think we all agree that our planet is common among all of us. But is it value? Is it really, we can value it as something really common? I think no, because economy doesn't look at the planet as a life system. They are looking at the planet as origin of resources and profit. I think to give a name to our planet, the name Gaia was called by Greek mythology, one of the first gods. They were considering the planet as a life body, a life organism, and Gaia was a goddess. Today, our planet, we call it planet Earth, and I believe that we need to give to the planet a name, like we are giving it to the baby, we are giving to any.
Absolutely. And that was actually going to be one of my other questions in terms of your project. You have a primary goal at Gaia, and I was going to get into that in just a little bit, but I wanted you to talk to me more about the notion that we are all part of a shared living ecosystem that you said, and it's your belief, and I can't argue, that ecology has come face to face with an economy that, like you mentioned, that is indifferent to the planet's needs, and human exploitation weakens the prospects for future generations. And it's time to take a step back from ego to eco. And I know that, and I know you say that. That's your foundation.
We call it Ecoism, yes. Ecoism.
Right.
exist in each of us. And this is the dilemma. Once we give to our planet a name, I think we will change our attitude, our attention with this.
You're
with,
right. It's
with this,
time to give a name to our planet and remember that it does have a soul. And by giving the planet a name, we
yes.
change our attitude towards the planet because it is the bearer of the future. And that's the notion I want to hear more about.
So once we can create a coin or maybe a monetary system with the coin, we call it Gaia, and it will have the main issue that ecological coin. And I think ecology is not only our relationship or attention to the environment. Ecology is also the value of relationship between human and human. It's also ecological. So the first level of ecology, I think, is the relationship between people who is creating the society.
Interesting. Oh, let me just, I will have a question for that. So the Gaia project, from what I'm understanding, is multifaceted with the final goal of creating a planetary digital platform. And really fundamentally, what you're saying is an ecological digital government, if I'm understanding this.
Absolutely, yes.
But today, your top priority is to create the necessary conditions for the planet to receive the status of an ecological law entity endowed with exclusive attributes
Absolutely.
and functions. Why is this so important?
You know, you see every year we have the summit of G20. They
Yes.
are collecting themselves, coming, making photo, and go. They don't do anything. So just like spending money to create one photo every year. So this is the most powerful, most strong mechanism today to change the reality, to do things. G20 is very powerful organism. I think Gaia, if we will create an entity which is the speakers on behalf of our planet, and this entity will have among the United Nations, and like any government, a share in United Nations, and the planet will become a speaker. So G20.
So you need this in order for Gaia to become a full-fledged participant in the G20 summits.
Absolutely, yes. The speakers on behalf of Gaia, the ambassadors of Gaia, or maybe we call it the angels of Gaia, they will elect someone to speak on behalf of the planet and to stay in front, not with the G20. So to ask them what you did this year for the planet, what you did for Gaia.
Yes.
So, and once we will have a transparent coin, transparent currency, reflecting the values, ecological values and social value, this currency can be enough fund and capital to increase the volume of projects, to do a lot of things around the globe to help humanity, to help the planet in solving the ecological and social problems.
Fascinating. So your project's primary goal is to make charity a common part of human culture and to create a planetary currency free from the interests of any particular country or nation. And you and your team are basically ready to launch the Gaia coin, claiming that this is the first currency that promotes absolute transparency. What is the vision of this alternative Gaia economy?
Look, first of all, once we will understand the real difference between money and currency, and like if we say that we have a value, content, and we have a container. So currency is a container. It's not a content. So the content should be in the currency, the social value. And each of us, any person, any human, he has to work for his social value. The social value, the common social value is a social value capital. So the social capital need to be a new motivation for each of us, for corporation, for rich people, for anyone to increase his social value, to work for his social value. I'm always saying that humanity is a book, and human, each one of us is a page in this book. So if we look at this book, we don't have so much pages because people don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in their name. They don't believe in their social value. They don't believe that they can or they must leave something after death, their names. So that's
Yes.
why we are creating a personal coin holding your name.
Got it.
And, and your name is your coin. You are a coin. We are a coins. So
And this is actually interesting because if you look at decentralization as a concept, that historically, decentralization historically describes local governance structures where the responsibilities of planning and decision making are not made by a central authority, but rather distributed throughout its memberships. And this feels
absolutely.
very much like that.
Absolutely. So if you look at the common capital, so government can become a power, can get the power when they have the monopoly to print money. But money generated by people, when people will stop to do anything, no money will be anywhere.
Exactly.
So we as people generate money, but the emittent of the money or the printing machine is belong to the government, and they are giving this money back to the society through some system where they keep people in slavery of your salary, slavery of making money, slavery of fulfilling your own needs. So we are slaves of money. We are not free human.
Yeah.
And once we will have the system where each one of us can generate and imitate his own currency, so we are all working and motivated to create this, what we call it, the common social, we call it the ultra capitalism. Like,
Ultra capitalism. So
yes,
let's talk about radical transparency because this is a good topic. So
yeah,
in terms of radical transparency, you claim that the worldwide banking information must be fully available for public access, including transaction archives, accounts, deposits, and reserves. Basically, information about all monetary and non-monetary resources and capital should become open to anyone, alluding to the fact that data is no longer a commodity and is transformed into open collective capital by becoming transparent. What is the future of Gaia and how will it help a positive world economy to be creative?
I believe if we will announce Gaia coin, and Gaia coin would be linked with the person himself, the community, any society, any community, they will understand that they have the common interest, which is ecological interest and social value interest, will be creating kind of mechanism of exchanging value by thanking. I mean, if I get a lot of thanks, it's similar to likes, yes. So I more thanks I get, more rich I become. But we need to create a system how to compensate your thank you when you are doing good for others, what you get
Yes.
in front. So we have the system of, I call it monetization and capitalization. So like you see there that to capitalize my social value, I need to give more.
Yes.
More I give, higher I become, and I have access to the capital. So I
This
will
is
think about the ecosystem, because much more I do for the ecosystem, much higher I become in my rating of social value. So I'm creating my wealth
and
by giving, not by collecting and keeping and hiding.
I
So this,
love it. So this is really power to the people, rise of the creator economy, and you're really, really helping a positive world economy to be created. We are out of time, but I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing your insight and your vision. It was a pleasure talking with you, and I would love to hear where Gaia is going to be in the next 5 years. So you're welcome back on the show anytime you'd like.
okay, thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you. Guys,
Thank
you
you.
definitely have to check out the Gaia Foundation. And the Gaia Foundation researches humanity's ability to develop harmoniously and create an information infrastructure for the economy and communications of the future. You definitely have to check them out. Head to Gaia.foundation. And that was Hares Youssef. That was My Digital World, brought to us by Tempest Network. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. We'll be right back after this.